any role can pivot into a cybersecurity, including religious leader and people of the clergy. In today's episode, we are going to be speaking with Rabbi Moshe Levy, who pivoted or transitioned into cybersecurity from being a rabbi. Now, he's still a rabbi, but he is working in information security. He made that transition, and his story is going to be amazing. We're going to be talking to him about why he wanted to make the move into cybersecurity, what kind of challenges he faced on his particular journey, what transferable skills did he have that directly applied into cybersecurity, and what lessons learned he would want to impart upon you if you want to take this journey. I can't wait to talk to him. Let's go get him. What's up, Moshe? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Hopefully saying temple or church or, hopefully I didn't get that
synagogue,
mixed. Yeah. Hopefully I did it some justice. I apologize if that was insensitive, but I genuinely appreciate you taking time to talk to us. So you're a pen tester professionally. Why did you want to move into cybersecurity and get into that line of work?
Honestly, I've always had a knack for figuring out how things work, and just technology in general just came naturally to me. For years, it was more of a hobby. After COVID, I'm like, why is this just a hobby? I can take this to the next level, and I can take my experience as a rabbi and apply it to technology, especially since a lot of clergy people are very lacking in technology skills. So I figured I can bring the two together and bring a new, unique perspective to technology.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, and be able to help a lot of people who could certainly use that help. What kind of challenges did you face as you started on your journey and ultimately struggled, got the job, but what challenges did you face on that route?
A lot of it's like just balance. So the biggest challenge was, okay, you don't have a degree in anything computer related, why would you be qualified? And just balancing like other responsibilities alongside studying. So I was teaching rabbinic classes in the morning, and I was doing pen testing in the afternoon. And I was also teaching computer classes as well in the afternoon. So just trying to juggle all that was a major, major hurdle.
Did you face any challenges when you were attempting to get employment as a pen tester? Unless you got your very first job that you applied to, but did you face any challenges of people kind of being confused about the background and the experience?
So I only applied once I did some studying. The reason why it took me a while till I actually started looking into it because I thought I need a degree, I need a bunch of certifications. There's no way I can do so. I actually ended up, my role as a rabbi actually in a school actually helped me get my job.
Oh yeah? Okay. How is that?
So I was working as like a assistant rabbi student mentor in this school, and one of the big things was there was a lack of budget in the school, and many of the students came to me and said, hey, look, the school's great. We just want to advance in our career. We want to learn about computers. We want a computer lab. And I thought to myself, we don't have a budget for it. I'm not getting funding for this for whatever reason. Can I make this work? And eventually, through donations and through reaching out, I was able to actually build a computer lab from scratch. I was given the actual hardware, and I had to build the environment from nothing. I became, I guess you want to say, the sysadmin. I had no job title, wherever it is. I just became anything IT related. Go to Moshe, if that makes sense.
Oh, that's fantastic. And that's like, we see that time and time again with people in the industry where realize some opportunity at your current place of employment and go after it. Make yourself that person.
So I did that for 2 years as a sysadmin. And about a year and a half into that role, I started doing TryHackMe, actually doing, I guess, professionally, learning and just actually trying to pen test, Up until that point, it was just theoretical or just playing games as a script kiddie. This took it to the next level, and I decided to take a very big risk, and I started applying for technical jobs. I didn't really care what technical role it was. I just wanted something to get myself in the door. And long story short, I was on a WhatsApp chat or something, and I said, hey, I'm looking for a job. This is what I've done before, etc., etc. And a guy said, hey, look, I have no technical role for you right now. We're still growing, but I have a sales job for you. So I thought to myself, okay, it's not what I want to be doing. It's not actually technical not actually anything technical, but it's a foot in the door. I did that on the side with this company, and eventually I turned to my boss and said, hey, look, I've been doing I was doing TryHackMe for a good few months. Hey, look, I heard there's a pen test coming up. I know I don't have a degree, I don't have a certification, nothing, but I can show you what I've done on TryHackMe. Give me a chance to prove to you that I can do pen testing. on the next pen testing gig, I was, I guess you want to say shadowing. I was actually getting paid. I was shadowing the main engineer, and I was helping him with all that. So scanning with Nmap, doing Metasploit, helping him write the report, doing everything a pen tester had. And long story short, he's like, Moshe, you have no formal education in this, but I'm hiring you as a pen tester, a junior pen tester after this.
Nice, dude. So you basically got your foot in the door and then basically made an apprenticeship happen, or a kind of a practical job interview, effectively, by just asking, right? And demonstrating your capability and then rising to the occasion when the opportunity presented itself. That's a great story, Moshe. I love it.
Yeah, if you don't ask, it's not going to happen. At least ask. You never know what's gonna happen.
So what type of transferable skills would a rabbi have that could be applicable to pen testing?
Okay, that's funny you ask, because there's actually a lot of skills which actually apply.
Okay.
I guess the first thing and foremost, which is undersold in pen testing, is actually the people skills. That's first and foremost. You can have the smartest engineer out there. If they can't interact with people or work with people, they're going to have a hard time having a job. As a rabbi, you interact with people on an everyday basis. So that's one big thing. Another's actually like the training to become a rabbi. They train you to think. So if you're familiar with the Talmud.
I'm not, but what is it? So
the Talmud is the oral tradition of the Torah.
Okay.
And we spend hours upon hours poring over these texts, analyzing it from very many different angles, and to try to understand the law or trying to understand the interpretation. And we basically spend hours analyzing this text from every angle. You know, the back and forth, questions, answers, statements, rebuttals, refutations, and all that. So you learn these analytical skills. And when it comes to a network or a website, you're doing something similar. Analyze something from many different angles, find all the holes, trying to find the loopholes. In Talmud, we actually try to find the loopholes in the law or exceptions or the problems with it.
That's awesome. So you're basically doing pen testing on ancient texts.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love it. That is very, very cool. I appreciate that. So if you could go back and talk to Moshe day one, or some type of clergy person who's watching this video right now and they're like, you know what, he's making a lot of sense. I want to do this. What type of lessons learned would you share with them?
Try to take an opportunity, even if it doesn't actually pan out. Some of the risks I've taken, they work. But there's 100 other risks which I took, which didn't pan out. Don't be discouraged by that. You'll have opportunity, but even if you don't have opportunity, try to build that opportunity where you are, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Take like just like you did with the lab at your employment and building that up, and then getting 2 years of sysadmin experience for a job that you basically created for yourself. I love it. And you know, and it's interesting you say it. It makes me think a lot of people like look at you and say, okay, like he went from rabbi to pen tester, and it's like a straight line to success. And what people really need to realize is it's much more of a squiggly line going all over the place, and then you get to the point that you're trying to get to, and that those challenges are the things that people don't see or hear about all the time.
Yeah, the other challenge is just balance. Like if you're working in clergy or working in something similar, you're gonna have a bunch of other responsibilities, and it almost feels like you're juggling fire. Like take it one step at a time, try to make a schedule. And the last thing is just networking, getting out there, speaking to people. It's not necessarily what you know, it's who you know and your relationship with them. So my boss actually, like the first interaction I had with him was through a WhatsApp chat where I would just talk about technology and stuff. And because he knew about that, he was willing to interview me and willing to take those risks because there was some sort of previous connection.
Yeah, absolutely. I could not underscore enough how important networking is. I absolutely, a lot of people don't realize it, or they think they're not good at it, or they're just going to lean into the technical things and hope that they're, you know, like a meritocracy is going to award them a job. And it's not entirely the whole picture. Networking is so important. I do want to say, if you're watching this video and you're like, okay, how do I network? A great option is the Simply Cyber Discord server. You can go to simplycyber.io/Discord, and it'll take you right there. It's basically a community of thousands of cybersecurity people who are supporting each other, trying to help each other advance or even break into the industry. There's a lot of great networking going on over there. So definitely check that out if you're looking for an option.
Another challenge I've seen a lot is like you take a look at the world of technology and cybersecurity. There's so much you can go into: penetration testing, software, cloud. There's so many realms out there, and you can just be overwhelmed by all of it. And the only advice I can give for that is learn how to eat an elephant. What I mean by that is, you have a giant elephant. How do you eat a whole elephant? You break it into little pieces, and you eat one bite at a time.
Absolutely, yeah. You got to break it down to transactional tasks. And then the most important part, I would argue, is executing on them. It's easy to come up with a plan. People have lots of ideas all the time. Lots of ideas. Execution is hard. Like you demonstrated, if you put in the work and you put in the effort, you will achieve success.
Another thing was like theory. So there's this common thing in cybersecurity, theory versus the practical application of it. So you can learn theory all day, but that doesn't help you. You can learn about the most in-depth, concepts in penetration testing, but there comes a point at the end of the day where you have to actually just get out there and try it. So try HackMe, Hack the Box, the OCP labs, etc., etc. At a certain point is stop talking and start doing, basically.
Exactly. You don't become a great chef by reading cookbooks, right, Moshe?
Right.
So, all right. Well, that's going to do it, Moshe. Thank you so much for your time today, for explaining to us how you went from being a rabbi to a penetration tester. An amazing story. A lot of great knowledge nuggets in here for people to consume. I want to thank you so much on behalf of the entire community. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your podcast.